Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Let's get this over and done with because that was absolutely lifting. My days, what an absolute. Try not to swear within the first 30 seconds, first 10 seconds. Wow, that was bad tonight. Wasn't it? That was really, really. You can take the specs off for the glare, and then I'll put them back on to read your comments because, as always, want to hear how you feel about that game. I put it on social media, Magpie Channel platforms, all down below. Make sure you follow them. On Twitter, it's getting loads of bad reaction. When I say bad, I mean real, because it's true tonight that was absolutely shocking, dreadful performance. 10 days off we've had, and that's what we'll come out with. My goodness, 10 days off. And all season long, we've been saying, oh, we look tired, well, the injuries, No, not now, 10... How can we have more energy and be so good 10 days ago against top 4 Spurs and then do that against Crystal Palace today? Abysmal. And I'll be honest, and some of you might watch the podcast last night. I said in the preview, I really bigged up my Teta actually, and I said in the preview, it's going to be a tough game. Hard place to go, Crystal Palace, Selhurst Park, under the lights. Not going to be easy. Didn't think it was going to be that hard. But also because of how informed they are. Palace just slapped West Ham 5-2. They beat Liverpool at Anfield, so they're on a high now. Their manager, Oliver Glasner, he's getting their style of play. He's getting his philosophy implemented. And fair play to them. They were the much better side. They massively deserved to win. And we'll talk about how much corruption, for me, there was in the referee decision and in VAR shortly. But, hats off to Palace. They were the much better side. They played well. We couldn't handle their press. We couldn't get out of our half. And obviously the referee decision didn't help when it was 1-0. But we didn't help ourselves tonight at all. Eddie Howe didn't help himself because to go out with the same lineup that played against Spurs was a stinker of a decision from Eddie Howe. It really, really was. To be playing Murphy and Kraft and to still be playing that lineup, that formation, it worked against Spurs, give them the ball, not much possession, hit them on the counter, great. We're playing Palace here. Do you know what I mean? We're showing them far too much respect given to Crystal Palace. And they just dominated us. And we couldn't get near them. We couldn't get out of our own half. I just thought it was bizarre to pick that same team when you've got now Lewis Hall, who comes on. He's definitely fully fit. Tino Livramento came on against Spurs. Looked good enough to me. These are the fullbacks that should be playing. These are the team. Even when you look at it, you see Wilson came on, held the ball at once, looked all right, looked lively enough. I think even at halftime, things have got to change. If Eddie Howe wants to go with that same formation, the same team that did so well against Spurs, okay. I don't agree with it because it's Palace, it's not Tottenham. Whole different setup should be required for that. Shouldn't be playing the same thing. But okay, if you want to do that, right, crack on. 0-0 at halftime. So lucky not to be 1-0 down already, at least. At least we are desperately lucky to be level. Do something about it. Eddie Howe and the coaching staff, they have to look at that and think, right, this hasn't worked. We've barely touched the ball. By the way, we still didn't have a shot on target until, the 92nd minute, was it? We didn't have a real chance. Gordon, 95th? Should have scored, went out for a corner. Wouldn't have mattered. But honestly, man, at half-time, make a change. Why is it always the 65th minute that we make a change? It does my head in. I think we've completely shafted ourselves tonight. The referee did a good job of shafting us later on, but we're already losing 1-0 at that point. So, yes, I think, VAR is a disgrace. The referee is, first of all, a disgrace because he should see that it is a clear and obvious pullback on Sean Longstaff. It is a definite stonewall penalty. And then I'm going to blame VAR for this one as well because obviously then it should tell the referee, listen up, you've made a mistake, get yourself away at the monitor. And every time they diddle off to the monitor, you know what happens. They reverse the on-field decision and it gets awarded. The penalty should be given. And it's not even looked at. How VAR, I'm watching the replays, the commentators, everyone's saying, oh, that's a penalty. Newcastle, give it to Isaac now. Put it on the spot, slot it in. How is it not even being given? Bizarre. And I've seen loads of people in my tweets and the replies and everything saying, oh, the referees from Manchester, the VARs from Manchester, and obviously they're not giving a penalty because of Man U. Let's make a bloody Nottingham Forest statement tonight then, eh? With what they did against Everton, with the Luton fan apparently is the VAR. That whoever's in the VAR or that referee or both of them must have Man U supporters. There must be Man United season ticket holders or something. Because there's no way that isn't a penalty tonight. Just no way. It's a clear and obvious foul. And then lo and behold, in that Man United game, they got given yet another penalty. Is there ever a game that Manchester United don't get given a penalty, by the way? So they were losing to Sheffield United. Bang, there you go. He has a penalty. Bruno Fernandes, he doesn't miss them. They come back in the game. They end up winning that one 4-2 when they were behind. And now they are back into 6. So that's a bummer. I mean, I did expect them to win. But when they're getting given penalties, I haven't seen if it was or not. Probably not. But they always get them. And then when we're not getting them, that is an absolute joke, man. What a joke of a decision, that penalty. I will say this as well, though. Why on earth isn't Longstaff just pulling the trigger? And he does this so often where he takes ages, not even just to shoot, just to do anything. He takes so long to make any decision. It must take him fucking ages to get ready in the morning. He must have to get up at fucking 4:30 in the morning to get on time for training because he is late to everything. He's so slow to every challenge, to every pass. And then for this shot, he's just not getting his shot away. Honestly, the bloke must be putting on fucking odd socks every day and just taking them off, taking them on. Oh, where's my socks? I don't know what's going on with him because he's just so slow and he's so crap. Honestly, really, I've said it plenty of times, and sometimes I get stick for it. I don't care. I'll always say it how it is, and I love that he's from North Shields and he's a local lad and he's done some good stuff. But my God, he's done some crap stuff now, and he's just not good enough, man. And I know there's no other options, to be fair. So we can't see what else you got. Joe White or change. You can't even change formation. You'd have 2 midfielders there. There's no other choice. And I know he's been playing through, injections and stuff, and fair play to that. But he just frustrates the hell out of me. And I've seen on social media as well. He does with everyone else, and he gives the ball away for Mateta's second goal where they break. Mateta ends up finishing it. He's gives it away. But back to the penalty that should have been, that wasn't. It's just an absolutely disgraceful decision. An absolute disgrace. It really, really is. Not that we deserved it. We really didn't. We didn't deserve the penalty. But at the same time, the rules are the rules. Do you know what I mean? Them be the rules. And they should have been given as a penalty. How it didn't even get looked at by VAR. Well, it did get looked at by VAR. How they didn't tell him to go look at it himself, the referee, on the monitor, is an absolute shit show, man. There we go. Fenny said I didn't do it in the first 10 seconds, but I have now. So that decision really, really wound me up. Absolutely terrible. Let's put the specs on. What other notes have I got from the game? I've said, team selection completely wrong from Eddie Howe for me. Shouldn't be going with the same one against Spurs. We had no idea today. All the plans seemed to be for me, especially in the first 70 minutes, was give it to Bruno, a little bit long to Isak. That was a Brucey ball, that. Give it to Shelby, lump it to St. Maximin. That's all I was seeing for the first hour. All I was seeing was a long ball over the top. Hopefully Isak can run on. He did it once in the first half, one-on-one against the keeper, and he kind of bottled it. Bruno's pass was amazing. But Isak was he pulled out of it a little bit for me. Henderson does come rushing off his line, but he does pull out of that a little bit for me. Isak, he should have tried to get his shot away. I was screaming at the TV for so long since it took away until the 90th minute to have a shot on target. We only had 2 in the whole game. Nobody looked like they wanted to shoot. Nobody was shooting in and around the box. Nobody shooting. So I was really, really disappointed with that first half performance. At half time, I was in there and I was thinking, my God, we have barely touched the ball, barely had a passage of play, never looked dangerous, not getting Barnes or Gordon into the game at all. Eddie Howe had to pull Gordon to the touchline at one point, change things up, switching from the right to the left, in the middle, and just now was happening. They were completely marshalling Alexander Isak out of the game, and they were dominating us. I've got moments from the game here. 5 minutes in, Fabian Shaw, brilliant block from, I think it was Anderson, Joachim Anderson, I think. Shaw, brilliant block, goes out for a corner. And then the rest of the half, Palace absolutely dominated. And we could not get out of our half. I have to say, Selhurst Park was a fucking Whitby ice rink tonight. Like, everyone was slipping all over the place. The first half an hour, everyone was slipping and sliding. I don't know what was going on there with the turf at Selhurst Park. But then half-time finally came, and we're lucky to be in at the break level. I think Bruno Guimaraes was probably the only player that turned up in that first half. Everyone else was hopeless. Gordon maybe trying to make things happen. Shaw, like I said, good defensively here and there. But everyone just looked off it. And I don't understand that. You just have had 10 days off. And, they gave the players a couple of days holiday. You seen Bruno in Paris. Gordon was in Spain. Bad choice, maybe, because they looked like we're still on holiday. It looked like it was the end of the season and we weren't fighting for 6. Remember, we do still have European football at stake here. Palace are the team that are finishing fucking bang on mid-table as per usual with now to play for. They turned up. They were on it. They were shit top. Great passing, great movement, very good team. Very impressed. But we made them look better, even more so because we played them far too much respect. Our formation played into their hands, and not one of our players, apart from the exceptions I've just mentioned, gave a shit tonight. Tried at all. I feel so sorry for all the Toon fans that have travelled down there to South London on a Wednesday night in freezing cold conditions like that, and a lot of them are gonna have to pay extortionate amounts for a hotel and whatnot, or get back at daft o'clock in the morning for that. Poor, honestly, man, honestly. I have to say, no one was closing down Eze for Mateta's first goal. I thought that was too easy. It was really good play between Ayew and Mateta. Nice little link up, give and go, but no one was closing down Eze, and both centre backs were just stuck, completely stuck. Freeze frame, pause, completely paused. We're just doing out. So slow to react again. Great finish from Mateta, I have to say, and I mentioned him in the preview, bigged him up. He's a real handful. I never mean Crystal Palace Eagles. He should be playing for Newcastle Eagles. He's absolutely massive. Total basketball player. He's 8 foot tall, but he was on it tonight. He's full of confidence, and he gets that first goal, takes it well. The first subs are finally made by Eddie Howe in the 64th minute. Barnes and Murphy come off. Jacob Murphy had an absolute stinker as well. He was terrible. Really, really bad. I think he's been bad for a while now, to be honest. So that's why I was surprised to see him play again. Obviously, Spurs, he was a bit better, but everything went our way in that game. Today, terrible. Barnes couldn't get into it, couldn't get a sniff. Callum Wilson, Lewis Hall came on. I thought Lewis Hall looked all right at times. He had a good moment towards the end of the game, 80-odd minute, where he took on a couple of players, his left foot, laid it off. Ultimately, it came out. Wilson did one good bit where he held it up and laid it off to the right, where Anderson lost it. And Anderson, I thought, was terrible tonight as well. He came off, got a booking as well. We've talked about Longstaff taking ages to shoot, not shooting, definite penalty, gets pulled back, not given, disgrace, corruption. Go back and watch it. I've already went through that. Said how Man United came back. They got a pen. We didn't. They scored. They came back. They're now in 6. Mint. Second goal for Palace. Mateta, the man again. Longstaff caught out in midfield. Already said it. Just so slow, so sloppy, so bad. Nice play by Palace. Some swift movements, cutting inside and out. But again, we are so behind the passage of play to react. No one's chasing. I think Bruno loses Will Hughes because I think I mentioned Bruno before. I thought first half he was the only one that was trying. I think second half, especially towards the end of the game, like now, he just lost the plot a little bit, was losing a nice touch, was losing the pass, didn't track Hughes, the runner. He laid it off to Mateta. That easy finish. Again, the defenders all over the place. We were all over the shop from a few minutes in, just all over the place, man. Absolutely disjointed throughout the 11. Last couple of subs was Ritchie and White came on for Longstaff and Anderson. And then our real chance came in the 95th minute. Gordon cuts it back, keeper saves, goes out for a corner. Probably should have scored. Wouldn't have made a difference. Wouldn't have made a difference at all. Those are my talking points. I've said my feelings on the game. We're 40 minutes in, nearly 500 people watching. Please do subscribe and like if you haven't already. Drop your thoughts in this live chat and I'll bring up some of the best points right now. Any questions, get them in before we sign off. Shields, no more Jacob Murphy, please. Well, you've started the comment off correctly with, I don't mind Murphy as a squad player, to be honest with you, but I know what you're saying about Deadwood, so there's a lot of it to get rid of. But then again, like I said, you've started off and then you finished the question and the statement off really by saying we're handcuffed by FFP, so we're struggling to get rid of players because we'd struggle to replace them. Didn't show anything today, really poor. Big one here, big list. Dubravka, Kraft, Ritchie, Murphy, Miggy, Wilson, Fraser, Hendrick, Target, Lascelles, Longstaff, all must go. I agree. There's not one player I look at there and think I'd keep, to be honest with you. I'm with you on that one. Like, Target's been terrible since we signed him, since he's been given high wages. Now he's foot's in a fucking moon boot. Oh, terrible. Referees gave Palace fouls anytime we brushed a hair on them. Longstaff should shoot. He's off balance. What's he supposed to? Yep, well said. Completely agree. The referee did give everything Palace's way as well. Eddie and the players were terrible tonight. Tactically outdone. Completely agree. Glasner had Eddie Howe's number tonight all day long. All night long. Not taking craft off of Tino when Ezio was ripping. I know. That's what I mean. I was going mad as well at the TV for that one, Aaron. Just how if we can see it, man. If we can see it. I don't know how I was there on the touchline watching Ezio just absolutely murder craft and think, this is sound. This is fine. We'll let this keep happening. Sound. I've got to give credit to Ezio, though. He's a quality player. He is a top talent. I'd absolutely love him at the Toon. I think a lot of teams would, though, and his price is going to be very high this summer. How can we go from amazing to crap in one game? That was twatful. Cartel penalty decision. Bad from start to finish. Beaten by the bad team. Spot on with 10 days off, Matty. They show no tactical now, so energy. I have indeedly. Get back to 4-3-3, sees Alexander. Well, the thing is, right, and what the good thing about this is that obviously we've got a game quickly to recover from this, to respond to this more so. You know what I mean? We need a reaction on Saturday, and it has to be a big one. Sheffield United, I think, may get relegated on the weekend if we beat them. You know, they look like they were doing well at Old Trafford at half time, and they were 2-1 up at one point. So they will score goals. They seem to create loads of chances, but miss a lot of chances. But they concede a lot as well. 4 against Man U tonight, 5 against Burnley last week. So if we don't beat Sheffield United, I think that could be check-out time for me. Like it really, because Sheffield United at home, we beat them 8-0. I was there, Bramley, and 8-0. We've got to be beating Sheffield United comfy on Saturday, and that is the bounce back. That is the go through the lift and the thing we need to get us going again, because we were on a great run of form before today, and that's why I'm so surprised. This is the kind of performance tonight I was expecting a month ago, 2 months ago, December, when all the injuries and we had all the games. There was no excuse for this performance tonight. There was no excuse for this fall off. There was no excuse for this lack of effort, lack of energy, lack of enthusiasm, lack of creativity, lack of ideas, lack of everything. There was nothing that warranted that performance tonight. It was a shambles. So we have to respond against Sheffield United on Saturday to try and get back, because I think Man U have got another easy game, maybe Burnley. So, you know, the 6th place, they could start pulling away if we don't get 3 points this weekend, which we have to, because that's our penultimate home game of the season. We've still got a couple of away days, obviously, to go with the last few games of the season. So it's a must-win Saturday, and it's a big chance for us, with only a few days later, to hit back. Pasty back down to earth with a bump, stinking performance. Well, I was saying this at half time. You know, I was saying this has got. Well, I was hoping it's got the Fulham result written all over it. That, you know, we ride the wave from the home team. We don't play great, but we get out of London with a win, which is exactly what we've done against Fulham. But we couldn't do it tonight. We couldn't even muster up a chance, never mind score a goal. So that didn't come. Retro Games asking worst performance of the season. It's got to be up there. I'd still say Brighton at the start of the season was the worst when we got pumped 3-0. But it's definitely up there. Ref was shite. Way performance have been awful all season. They kind of have, to be fair. And that's what worries me with the last run of games. Just seeing a tweet here saying Tino Livramento is still struggling with ankle injury and was only on bench in case of emergency. How doesn't want to risk a longer term problem? That makes sense. That's fine, but still should have started. Lewis Hall for me. Tino wasn't fit. Fair enough. Where the fuck's Trippier, by the way? How long is Trippier going to be out for? Shameful. To rattle through some more comments here. I've been going 20 minutes. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, everyone. Thank you very much. Just jumping to a super chat we've just got there from Joshua. Big up, mate. Thank you very much for that one. Love the content, mate. Get a paint on me on Saturday. Cheers, mate. Will do. I'll definitely be having one of these, 10 of these, on Saturday against Sheffield. That's how many goals I want as well. I'm taking the missus to our first ever St. James Park trip. She's a Sheffield United fan. I'm worried now. We are so Jekyll and Hyde this season. We miss. Well, enjoy the game, mate. And hope your missus enjoys the game apart from the result. So enjoys the day, shall I say, and not the result. Because if she comes away, oh, mate, that'd be awful. If she gets a result there, like, and you're right in a way where you might be worried because, listen, we've dropped some big points at home this season. Got thrashed off Nottingham Forest. They're in the relegation battle. Luton got a 4-4 draw, relegation battle. Bournemouth 3-3 draw. So I mean, you've probably got every right to be worried in a way. And Sheffield United will be fighting for their lives, literally, because I think they'll need a result on the weekend to give them any sort of chance. I mean, mathematically, because I think they might go down this weekend if the losing results go against them. They're already gone, like, but mathematically, it could be confirmed this weekend, I think. Where's the other comments? Let's just have a quick rundown. Longstaff hit the deck too easily. Loads of people hammering Longstaff, not surprised. And the tactics. And the away performances. And the referees. Well, this is what's going to come down to, isn't it? Massive game on is it the 14th of May, whenever that is, the Wednesday night against Old Trafford, a couple of weeks' time. That is, you hope it's going to be the decider, because I'm hoping we're not going to flop and not pick up, some points before then. Because I was hoping for at least a draw tonight. To be fair, I thought it was going to be a hard game. I thought, we might nick a 2-1. It could be a 2-2. So let's hope we're still in the shout, and then that game could be the decider at Old Trafford, like 4-6. Very well put, Ricky D. You can accept the defeat at Informed Palace. So the team gave everything. They didn't. Couldn't have said it better, really, to be honest with you, if I haven't already. Mentioned that I think I did at the start, to be fair, saying, Palace are bang in form. Mateta's red hot. Glasner's got his style of play underway. So it would be no shame tonight if we had a few chances, made some saves, we got a good account of ourselves, and then got beat 1-2-0 like we did. So I couldn't have faulted that, but what you can fault is how terrible we were to a man tonight. Well said, Aaron. Corruption in the league, all there to see. There's no surprises where Man United get decisions towards them, Man City get decisions towards them every single week. First goal, Murphy giving the ball away after he was dilly-dallying too much. I thought he had a shocker tonight, Murphy. No, not one of our players did themselves any favours. Got outclassed. All right, then let's run through the last few comments here, people. 40 many players left from the old era. Please, huge changes needed in the summer. See, Southern Geordie, fucking totally, man. It's a big summer coming up for Newcastle. Like, should be lots of outs and lots of ins, hopefully. Someone mentioned Wharton there. I thought he had a really good game, and he's actually been really good since he signed for them in January. A big fee there from Blackburn, quite highly rated. I wouldn't have maintained a point on him. I said it during the transfer talk videos and in the window, and he's really shined so far the last few months. I see a lot of Palace fans loving him. A couple of other people have mentioned him, and he has been class, to be fair. Like, he goes about his business where he makes things look easy, and he does kind of boss the middle of the park. I like that one. Better than fucking Longstaff, tell you that for sure. Nicely put, Zombie here. Get Longstaff as injured, but common slotting mistakes again and again is unjustifiable. Picking Burn week in, week out is mental as he's constantly targeted by everyone we play. Eddie picked the wrong team. Better beat Sheffield. Pathetic tonight. Just running through someone's quickly. Trippier is washed, says Mark. Listen to Stuart, people. Stuart knows what he's talking about. All right. Got to win the rest of the games now. Good question here. We'll finish off on one of these last couple. If we have no European football, could that be a good thing? Or is it better to be under pressure to be a better team? It's always better to be in competitions for me, especially ones that you'd hope you could go for. If it's the Europa League or the Conference League, I think, we could do well in that. And I'd want more, away days, more experience like we had in the Champions League this year. I think it's better to keep players and attract new players having European football. But at the same time, there is one element of that where you think, well, we can go back to what we had last season and what worked so well was only having one game a week and having plenty of practice on the training ground and what you'd assume would be less injuries. But again, I'd rather be in Europe, me. Okay, we'll finish on that one because it is a good point by Josh. Cheers to everyone that has tuned in live for tonight's match reaction. Thanks to everyone that's watching it back. And please do subscribe to the Backby Channel TV. Give this one a like. And I'll see you on the next one. Plenty of videos coming up this week because we've got plenty of games and talking points. Sheffield United on Saturday. Best bounce back. Night, everyone. Take it easy.